with that 6'7" frame, he's able to shoot and make tough shots over taller defenders. I think he's a legit floor spacer.
Raptors on defense. Parker kicks to Allen. Pass to Leonard. Clock at 6. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And Terrence Ross, not just a shooter, he's a dynamite athlete. Steve, a devastating finisher in transition.
Yeah, still developing his handle, Kevin, in terms of attacking the basket on his own. But if he can develop that, the sky's the limit for him.
Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. This past offseason, the Spurs found themselves with a bit of wiggle room when it came to the salary cap.
For so long, Kevin, they've been able to only make moves through the draft, and with minor adjustments, things they really do well, but the flexibility was new to them, and I'm sure they'll take full advantage of it.
Lowry drives in. Outside DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, for the Spurs, who knows what the future holds. It's an aging team, but they do have some players to build around. And so they could have gone in any direction with their cap space.
You know, with the Spurs and their offseason options, it's actually going to get more flexible after the end of the 2015 season when they can practically build their entire team from scratch. Almost 0 salary commitments for them at the end of the 2015 season.
Here's Allen. Good D by Johnson.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
DeRozan with it. Leonard picks him up. Ross kicks to Love. Left side Lowry. Ross against Allen. It's DeRozan with the drive. He kicks it to Ross. Passes it to Johnson. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Raptors lead by 6.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jordan. Diaw comes in for Duncan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Green in for Ray Allen. And then for Toronto, Patterson comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Williams in for Terrence Ross.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
As he should. That's a good decision. When he gets a clean look, he's got to take it.
The drive by Lowry. Patterson, that's good.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Kicks to Mills. Green up on top. He feeds it to Mills. And Bellinelli kicks to Diaw. Off target with his 3. And here's Toronto. They're on a 12-4 run. Williams attacking. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Raptors. James Johnson's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Spurs trail by 6. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
It's stolen by DeRozan. Now here's Vasquez. Not a lot of room. Williams passes to Johnson. Got a piece of it. And a fast break now for the Spurs. There's the dish to Diaw. It's up a three. The rebound by Patterson.
Defender was in his jersey that time, Steve.
And it rattled him. He clearly was not comfortable at all on the release.
The kick out to Williams. Hangs. And it's blocked. Outside, Green. There's the pass to Bellinelli. To the wing on the left. Here's Diaw. Off target from three-point range. .132 left in the first. Williams dishes to DeRozan. Drops in the layup for two. DeRozan's got 10 points in the game.
Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. And I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA, and for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
And the Spurs with some changes. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Hawes. Turkoglu comes in for Green, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Patty Mills. Now here's Joseph. He dishes it to Turkoglu. Here's Bellinelli, guarded by Vasquez. Clock at 4. Turkoglu. And he gets the bucket. Popovich in the top 5 in coaching win percentage all time.
And he's likely to remain in that lofty company. Kevin, he said he plans to follow Tim Duncan into retirement. Not a bad plan. They pretty much came in together, so might as well go out together.
It's Williams with the drive. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 8.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Now here's Turkoglu. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Williams kicks to Johnson. On the wing, DeRozan. Outside, Williams. Dishes it to Vasquez. Back to Williams. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. And it's an 11-point Raptor lead.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and
a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Toronto ahead as they end the first quarter with an energy burst, a 19-6 run. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, the Raptors enjoying a nice lead here.
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Toronto right now, we've got Johnson. James Johnson is out there with Terrence Ross. Then it's Williams. And it's Vasquez in at the 2.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
And Bellinelli kicks to Bonner. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto.
Into the lineup for the Raptors.
So it's the Spurs now. It's a 13-point game. And here's Potter from the arc. There's the feed to Bellinelli. Turkoglu against Ross. A second chance effort. And it's good on the layup. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone.
DeAndre Jordan alongside Blake Griffin, maybe the best game dunker in the league. He has the ability to make spectacular plays every time he gets near the rim.
And it's Johnson. That time on the assist by Williams. Johnson's got the lead up to 13 now for Toronto. And Joseph kicks to Bonner. Feeds to Jordan. Pass to Joseph. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Turkoglu. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Johnson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here is Vasquez. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Valanciunas. The shot, no good. Spurs trail by 13. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here's Vasquez. Bellinelli is covering. Vasquez kicks to Johnson. Johnson sends the screen for Williams. Back to Johnson. It's Williams with the drive. Here's Valanciunas. Shot is blocked. And they get it back. Here's Johnson. Bank shot, no good.
Great looking board there, just like you coach it. Establishing position and then boxing out.
Joseph, the pass to Bellinelli. The drive by Jordan. Pass to Bonner. Here's Turkoglu. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Ross with it. Picked up by Joseph. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Big step forward in the play of Terrence Ross last year, and you can see why fans are excited about his growth. He has the physical tools and skill set to become an elite wing player.
And with Ross, he said that he models himself a bit after Paul George and how he wants to continue to grow as a player.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah,
PG
nice
already being,
compliment.
that's a great compliment, already being looked to by some of the younger players in the league. And you're right, Kevin, not a bad guy to model your game after, because PG is an excellent two-way player.
So Greg Popovich going to take a timeout right here and talk to his team. Spurs trail by 11. Joseph dishes to Turkoglu. He kicks to Joseph. Passes it to Jordan. He feeds it to Bonner. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Bonner's got it back down to single digits for the Spurs.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Kicks it to Bellinelli. Three-pointer. Toronto grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Toronto.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving into the hoop with authority and force.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Ross on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Back to Lowry. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. Spurs trail by 7. Now Joseph. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Bellinelli passes to Bond. 6 to shoot. Here's Turkey. Jordan kicks to Joseph. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score. So that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
Into Jordan. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
Toronto calls timeout.
Marco Bellinelli with a career season playing for the Spurs in 2013-14. His best ever three-point percentage. In fact, he led the league in that category for the first half of the season.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Vasquez. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Career best performance from Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, you know, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. You know, Lowry becomes their best player, and then, you know, he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's kind of a strange season.
Ross dishes to Lowry. It's DeRozan with the drive. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him upping his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
Spurs trail by 8. Ross against Turkoglu. To the left wing. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now. Well, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Turkoglu inside the line. And it's off the back rim. No good.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
There's the double team with Turkoglu.
Well, the league's so focused on creating parity with the luxury tax and revenue sharing, but I think the max contract limits encourage stars to team up. If you allow the true superstars to command a larger share of the cap, I think they'll be more likely to spread out.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Outside, Bellinelli. And good coming off the assist from Hedo Turkoglu. Bellinelli's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Spurs. Well, when you talk, Clark, about superstar contracts, it's estimated that LeBron James is worth 4 times more than he makes in player salary.
I don't find that hard to believe. I mean, he's one of the biggest stars in all of sports when you think about the magnitude of his celebrity. But you don't need to increase max salaries to that level. Right now, vets are limited to about a third of the cap. You boosted it to 40 or 50%. I think most star players would look for their own teams to carry.
Ross kicks to DeRozan. Johnson sets the screen for DeRozan. Tries yet again. Spurs trail by 8. Turkoglu outside. Jordan the pass to Bellinelli. There's the dish to Bonner. Out left to the wing. Here's Joseph. And Valanciunas with the block.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
And again, no good by Toronto.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Turkoglu kicks to Bellinelli. Into Jordan. Kicks it out to Turkoglu. And the pass to Bellinelli. Jordan with the screen on DeRozan. Outside, Bellinelli.
Seems like he's gotten every single rebound today.
Glass eating at its finest. I mean, you're not going to see a guy with 20-plus boards too often. That's an impressive number.
Lowry drives in. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. Patterson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Johnson comes in for Amir Johnson. The Raptors have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. The question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
Here's Jordan. The Spurs have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. He misses the free throw. And Toronto making a change here. Williams is checked in. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Joseph. Lowry drawing the double team. Over in the corner, Williams. Back to Johnson. And DeRozan kicks to Johnson. The Raptors need to get a shot up. And again, no good by Toronto. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past 2.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns, he can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
They get it back. Out to DeRozan. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. 1:16 left to play here in the half. Tipped away. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Spurs trail by 9. Leonard dishes to Duncan. Misses off the right iron. Toronto's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Johnson sends the screen for Lowry. Again, the miss by Lowry.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Parker outside. And counted from 19 feet away. Parker's got 6 points.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Back to Lowry. That's good. He has 7.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Puts up the baby hook. Duncan. And he banks in the layup.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And so we conclude the first half. It's the Raptors. They're up by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
When you're hot, you're hot. And that's certainly been the case for DeRozan. He's got 14 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
It shows you what an intelligent defender he can be on the ball. He really understands the game.
Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Jordan in at the 5. That's the San Antonio 5. The shot by Lowry, no good. Spurs trail by 7.
You know, the Toronto Raptors found themselves in an interesting position last season. A new front office. They were looking to hit the reset button, and so they trade away Rudy Gay and Andrea Bargnani, and the team actually played better than ever.
Johnson. Green with the rebound. And the wide open shot from Duncan. And another basket for San Antonio.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Ross on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Here's DeRozan. Right side Lowry. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up. And it's DeRozan missing.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here to the second half.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That'll be his second foul of the game. Leonard on the wing. He's guarded by Ross. Green kicks to Leonard. He's looking for Jordan. Out to Parker. Elbow shot. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And stolen by Jordan. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Oh,
Look out. Wow.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning Coach of the Year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
They retain possession. Valanciunas. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Leonard kicks to Duncan. He dishes it to Jordan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
So much can be said about the Spurs' dominance as a franchise. I mean, 15 straight years of winning 50 games or more during the regular season. And, you know, last year, they were at least 500 or better against every other team in the league, and they have been since 1976.
It's stolen by Green. Fast break. Here we go.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And guys, think about the history of the Spurs. They didn't even come into the NBA until 1976 when they made the transition from the old ABA.
Well, you talk about a fan base that is spoiled. I mean, nearly 40 years of beating every team in the league, more than they've been beaten by those teams. So just an incredible record.
Jordan sets the pick for Parker. Duncan outside. It's Jordan on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
3rd team foul.
Leonard again. Ross. Leonard the pass to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. That one a little long. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. DeRozan dishes to Johnson. Green again. Lowry. Leaps for it. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got 8 points.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Duncan with this screen on Lowry. Pulls up on the elbow. The shot misses. And Toronto will come the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
And Parker, here we go. Short. Duncan trying to break loose. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Jordan. Outside DeRozan. Johnson sets the screen for DeRozan. Johnson can't get it to go.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Shoots from the baseline. No good from Duncan.
Well contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You've got to make them work for it. Challenge every shot.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Shot left block. Nice touch on the bank shot. DeRozan's got 4 points in the quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Jordan with the screen on Ross. Leonard, no luck.
Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last season and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
Here's Lowry. And the shot falls short this time.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. Dishes to Green. Parker kicks to Duncan. Shot denied. Now the Raptors moving it up. He locks up the alley-oop pass. And finished off by DeRozan.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Boy, what a throwdown after doing a great job to corral the rebound.
Well, you know, there aren't that many players with a better nose for the ball than him.
Agreed.
And with the D always scattered after an offensive rebound, he knows exactly how to get that to work for him. And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
Duncan down low. He's guarded by Johnson. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Duncan. Valanciunas wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see how much he wants to be great.
Yeah, he's hungry. He plays with a hunger that you love to see. I mean, oftentimes he can get down on himself. It's tough to be patient, but he's only 22. I think we've got to give him a little more time. I think he's going to be really good, Kevin, in the years ahead.
Spurs have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Green with a screen on Lowry. Parker with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Puts it up from 12. Parker with another miss. Raptors leading by 4. Johnson outside. Ross on the wing. Back to Lowry. Johnson the screen. Jumper off the screen. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Patterson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Johnson. Lou Williams is checked in for Ross. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Spurs trail by 4. Leonard attacking. Duncan trying to break loose. Almost, but it rolls out.
It's easy to see why this team is losing. I mean, he's literally missed every shot he's put up today.
Johnson, a wide open look. And the 3 off target. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Parker leading the charge.
The tough shots aren't going down for him right now, but neither are the easy ones. I mean, he's got to find the rhythm somehow.
Vasquez kicks to Williams. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Rebounded by the Spurs. We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter of the game.
For years, the Raptors have been a doormat for a lot of teams out west. An easy win, but last year they were one of the best teams in the East when it came to playing against the West.
And there's the feed to Williams. A 3-pointer off the mark. Spurs trail by 4.
Oh, ridiculous. Pour it down that time.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. He got right to the cup using that screen. DeRozan's got 8 here in the quarter.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Back to Parker. Duncan right side. It's stolen by Johnson. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Vasquez dishes to Williams. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That is his first foul of the game. Vasquez passes to DeRozan. 4 on the shot clock. The 15-footer. Vasquez can't get it to go. It's Allen with the drive. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Raptors lead by 4. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. Spurs trail by 4. On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. James Johnson is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Williams. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in at the point. Allen is green on Patterson. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively. DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star last year. He improved his long-range shooting. Wing threes up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
The first free throw is good.
And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
And Mills gets to Diaw. Spurs working the ball around now. Allen, that's good.
He's too dangerous a shooter to leave alone behind the arc.
Raptors with the lead. We're going to talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic. You know, he has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved.
Allen outside. Feeds it to Diaw. Kicks it out to Allen. Right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from 14. The shot by Bellinelli. No good. And now here comes Vasquez leading the break. Williams with the ball. And Allen picks him up defensively. Spurs trail by 4. Allen left side. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Toronto calls timeout.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Patterson. Johnson comes in for James Johnson. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Vasquez. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Ross for 3. And again, Toronto no up. And Mills getting quality minutes, the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, and it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Offensive rebound. Bellinelli dishes to Diaw. Pass to Bellinelli. And Mills atop the key. to take the lead. And right through it goes. And the Spurs lead by 1.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points. I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Here's Allen. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Allen's got 8 here in the quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
To stop the run. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Patty Mills is one of the first indigenous Australians to play in the NBA. Trained at the same Australian Institute of Sport that helped develop Andrew Bogut. He played his college ball at St. Mary's in the Bay Area and has really developed into a nice backup point guard.
Pass to Allen. He kicks it to Diaw. Passes it to Mills. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In his 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games. Not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
And the Spurs have done an amazing job, Clark, over the years surrounding Duncan with the right kind of talent.
And Tim Duncan has done a great job leading and making adjustments in his own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players who've been there. That's one of the things they rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention for their individual development. And all of their players were not lottery picks. Most of them were mid, late, first-round picks, some second-round guys. And it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest level.
Kicks it to Mills. He feeds it to Allen. There's the dish to Mills. Lets it go with the 3. San Antonio again missing.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Here's Allen. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Check out the game for Allen. He's got 8 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more, though, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open. Ray Allen, the all-time leader in three-point field goals, and I'll tell you what, his shooting stroke so admired throughout his career, but it's a combination of the consistency of his effort and the purity of that stroke.
Williams attacking.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
And he sinks the second. Spurs leading by 3. And here's Mills. Allen outside. To the paint. Deflects the pass. And taken away by Johnson. Ross kicks to Williams. Lowry against Allen. The drive by Lowry. Rejected by Hawes. Diaw, the pass to Allen. The pass to Bellinelli. Back to Allen. Clock at 6. On the wing. Not gonna go as it bounces high off the rim. Raptors trail by 3. Right side Lowry. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Allen kicks to Hawes. And taken away by Johnson. Lowry dishes to Williams. The feed to Johnson. Raptors moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. It's Williams with the drive. Here's Lowry. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. It's Lowry again missing.
You can see the struggles that he's had from the field are really starting to get to him.
Mills with it. Lowry picks him up. Mills passes to Diaw. And Bellinelli kicks to Hawes. That one rolling around and rims out. Raptors trailed by 3. Ross dishes to Lowry. Feeds to Valanciunas. Diaw with the steal to end the drought. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Toronto calls timeout.
Boris Diaw was more aggressive looking for his offense last season, and he's got a lot of it. I thought he shot the ball extremely well. Excellent percentages both from the field, two-point range, and long range.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Jordan, he's checked in for Hawes. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. Leonard, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Lowry has the open look. Hits it from three-point range. Lowry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
Screened by Duncan. Nobody near Allen. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game. And Diaw last season averaging around 9 points a game. That represented a major uptick in his score.
Yeah, and it's really not about his scoring either, as you know, Kevin. I mean, he's a guy who can beat you in a lot of different ways. Terrific passer, perfect in that San Antonio offense because of his ability to see the floor and pick the defense apart.
Parker outside. He dishes it to Duncan. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Duncan's got the lead up to 5 now for the Spurs.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
Here's Lowry. No good. Good D by Parker.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
This is to Allen. Pass to Leonard. They get a hand on it. Shot clock at 6. And another basket for San Antonio.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
Ross for 3. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got his 5th rebound in this one.
He's missing a lot of shots out here offensively. He just has not been able to produce in this quarter.
Leonard, the pass to Allen. Parker kicks to Allen. Back to Parker. Duncan with the screen for Parker. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Allen kicks to Leonard. Left side, Leonard. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
San Antonio ball. 8 seconds on the shot.
Leonard with a screen on DeRozan. Shot clock at 3. It's Parker with the drive. And the shot is good.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style. A beat down the entire way.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Steamsma checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Johnson. James Johnson's checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry.
How about the effort we're seeing from him on the boards? He's already in double figures.
Yeah, and more importantly, Steve, his rebounds are leading the team.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, DeAndre Jordan.